What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Tape. TJ Wingard here with you, joined by my very special guest today, Mitch Kaiser, host of the Point After podcast, former PFF employee, alum, whatever you want to use there. But Mitch, great guy, ton of energy. You're coming into this draft space with a new, interesting perspective. So you had me on your podcast, wanted to return the favor. Welcome to the Beyond the Tape podcast. But also, we're doing this as a little bit of a collab. So this will be on the Point After podcast network. So I appreciate you helping me out here, and I'm happy to return the favor.
Of course, TJ, appreciate you having me on, man. Yeah, this is a Point After episode as well. So thank you for coming on to collab mock draft Monday. Different draft analysts every week. Last week we had Dalton. This week we're going to do TJ Wingard. So yeah, appreciate you inviting me on as well, man.
Yeah, of course. So I will say on 32, we're posting this a couple days later. We just did a mock draft with Ray GQ. So didn't want these two guys having each other step on each other's toes. But that being said, dude, like we've made it past the first wave of free agency. Feels like we know where this draft is now headed. At least we have a better idea. So frankly, the mock drafts are going to be left, right, center, up, down, in between. And I don't think we'll have any mock that looks anything like the one that came right before it too. So like, it's still such a fun time of the year. But Mitch, I forgot to ask you off the top before we even recorded. Bad producing here from me. You fine with taking the odds?
So yeah, no, I can do. I was gonna say I did odds last week with Dalton. I'm happy to take odds again. I'll try, or unless you want to do.
The only reason I say I can also take the evens, but then I'll give you the Steelers pick. I just feel like at this point, like Steelers fans specifically, they know where I'm going to take that pick. So it'd be good to have an outside perspective for that. So how about you take I'll take the odds, but I'll give you the Steelers pick at 21, and we'll just give you like 3 straight picks there.
Perfect. Whatever you want to do, I can do it. I can try to make Steelers fans happy if you want me to.
Oh yeah, well, especially as a Cincinnati local, we love it. Man, it's tough. I was really hoping you would take number 1. I just don't know what I'm going to do here. I
did Kane Klubnik last week, so
you took Mendoza. Okay, that makes
I gotta stop with that
joke.
Mendoza too. I gotta stop with that joke. Klubnik doesn't deserve that. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Cade. You don't deserve that.
Well, if you were targeting quarterback, that at least leads me in the right direction. I think Fernando Mendoza is the guy the Raiders are keying in on. So let's go with Mendoza one.
Not much to say on that. He's the locked-in pick. Again, I've said it for months. You could order your Mendoza jerseys. However, do you think they will sign Kirk Cousins, or do you think that's all smoke?
I mean, frankly, like my comp for Mendoza has been somewhere between Matt Ryan and Kirk Cousins, so I don't hate that.
It is kind of funny that is
Yeah. And then also like familiarity with Clint Kubiak and that scheme, right? Like Kirk played under his dad, Gary. Gino's now in New York. They don't have that bridge guy. Mendoza also like underrated, perspective of like him becoming a Kubiak quarterback. He had 2 snaps last year under center. And like that offense lives under center. So, maybe it's also just that perspective, like getting comfortable with, a highly paid center now in Tyler Linderbaum. So I almost wonder if that's part of the equation too, just like getting comfortable in this type of setting there too. So I kind of buy into the smoke. And also like he's gotten his bag so many times at this point. Like this is where Kirk goes into modest version of him, right? Like I don't think he's getting another $80 million
mentor version. He's mentor. Yeah. So veteran Mendoza.
He's made his bag, so he can take a bet minimum.
Yeah. Same. They got the same personalities too. It works perfect in the locker room. All right. I am up on the clock now with the Jets. Now, if I had to make this pick for who I think it's going to be, I think it's going to end up being Arvell Reese. However, I think Ruben Bane is the best edge rusher in the class. I would take Ruben Bane with this pick and not overthink it. I think he's the best defensive player in the class. I think he's going to be a star edge rusher in the NFL. I'm not worried about his tiny arms, man. Flip on the tape. That dude is different. That guy is strong as an ox. Does not great on run defense too. Great on pass rush. Whatever you need him to do, he can do it. Don't worry about the small arms. Watch the tape. Ruben Bane Jr. would be my second pick to the Jets.
I love it, dude. I like it a lot. And I mean, as much as it does feel like Reese is kind of the chalk, that's where it feels like the money's going, at least from a betting market standpoint. It feels like that's kind of where the mock draft consensus is coming to. That being said, dude, like Ruben Bane, like the 2 stories of last year just went 1 and 2, Mendoza and Bane. Those were the 2 best players in college football last year. So in a lot of ways, this is how this process should work out.
It's funny how it ends up. Like you look back at quarterbacks that make it in the NFL. We've had this conversation a couple times of like the ones that usually led their team far in the playoffs, like they kind of end up being good. And not just quarterbacks, but like any position, like
100%.
The guys who are doing it on the field on the biggest stage usually are the ones to pan out. And it's like, maybe they shouldn't have overthought it. Like Jack Sawyer, good example from Jack Sawyer. And I know he's obviously not Ruben Bane. He was a 3rd-round pick, but like that's a pro player. That's a pro starter in the NFL. But anyway, yeah.
And then it's interesting here for Bane because the conversation of is he an edge, is he a tweener? Well, and I think this is a little overblown, the 4-3 versus 3-4. At the end of the day, nickel's the new base in the league. But like for a 3-4, a defense that's moving to try to be more 3-4, like a 3-4 DN might be the compromise there between Bane being full-time edge and being like a D tackle in some scheme. So like that might be the ultimate right place for him in and of itself too. So I like drafting a good football player there. They need pass rush help. They moved on from Jermaine Johnson. I like going Bane there.
And my thing versus Reese is Reese feels like you're picking him to become Ruben Bane in a few years. Right. Like it feels like if he develops right and you luck out, he could be Ruben Bane. That's why I would just take Ruben Bane right now.
100%. The floor versus the ceiling argument. The Family Guy. It could be a boat, argument. Of
Mystery
course.
box. Yeah.
Mystery box. Well, this is interesting here. Cardinals at 3.
3 is an interesting pick. Yeah. I've seen a couple of linemen mocked. I've seen Jeremiah Love mocked. I don't really know what they're gonna do.
I think I'm gonna go Arvell Reese here, just because this is another team that we're kind of like probably a base 3-4. This is a team where they could use off-ball linebacker. Mac Wilson, Cody Simon, Owen Papo. Okay, guys. But they also could use some extra pass rush juice. Baron Browning, Zayvon Collins, Josh Sweat, BJ Ojolari. It's an okay group, but they're looking for that holy shit guy. So I almost wonder if you could play Reese, kind of like the Jet situation where it's a 3-4. You could play him at off ball while you're developing that pass rush plan. But then you're hoping by year 3 or 4, this rookie contract window, where you're like, okay, that's our guy. This guy is the face of our defense. He takes it over. And also, as much as I do like Moe Noah here, and if like Reese was the pick at 2, I'm fine with going Francis Moe Noah. I honestly think once we get to their pick at 34, dude, one of the likes of Blake Miller or Maxi Iheanacho is probably there. So I'm willing to take a shot. I'm not getting a right tackle right now. I'll say we get it a little bit later. I'll go with the upside swing of the bat. I'll go Arvell Reese, and then we'll try to get a tackle there at 34. If we don't have the move up for Ty Simpson, too, because I think that's also, like their quarterback room right now is Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew. I mean, hold on here. Long game theory here. Long game theory. They have Marvin Harrison Jr. Could they just be getting Arch to Arizona to do what Peyton and Marvin Sr. did? Just out the desert? Could that be the long game here? You start Jacoby and Gardner to get there? I don't know. Maybe. Let's leave it at that.
I love it, man. I can see it.
Titans here at 4. Where do you want to go here?
Yeah, this one's tough. I don't know why I can't remember who Dalton took for them. I was literally trying to find the screenshot because we did a mock draft last Monday. I was trying to. It might have been David Bailey, but I want to get Cam Ward, a guy like a wide receiver 1.
Let's do it.
But I don't know if this is too high. So Jordan Tyson's my number 1 wide receiver. I don't think he will go this high. I think he's going to be the best of the bunch, though, when it's all said and done. I think Carnell Tate will go higher. I don't.
You want to go Tate here? I can see that it's a fit I've been looking to do in a mock. So, frankly, you're kind of helping me out here.
I think you need to get Cam Ward a wide receiver 1. Like, you need to get him. I would take. Carnell Tate, pair him with Cam Ward, 4th overall. It feels a little high for Tate. I don't think that's where he'll go, but they still don't have that established wide receiver for Cam Ward. And I almost think getting that to your young QB is most important this season. You could go edge. Again, David Bailey wouldn't be a bad pick. I love Sonny Styles. I think the world of him. I wouldn't take him that high, but again, if Titans came out of this with – like if Ruben Bane was there, I'm taking Ruben Bane.
Right.
But he's not. So I'm going wide receiver to pair with Cam Ward. I think that helps him out.
And I love it from a standpoint, too. Like, Jeremiah Love feels like the name that kind of is getting into that spot a lot. But you look at the monetary value.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, that, too. They already have Pollard. They still have Spears. But also, if they bring in Love at the 4th overall pick and what the contract is there, he's one of the higher paid guys at that position. Versus if you go Carnell Tate, even at high as 4, dude, like that's still a bargain if he's as good as we think he's going to be. You bring in Wan'Dale Robinson, that's your slot. Now he's got that physical X, boundary, ball-winning, vertical, plane-winning receiver. Aylik Ayumanor becomes kind of our Z flexible guy, gadget player then, and Chimere DK. So I like a lot of how that kind of just shapes up that room a ton. So I actually really like that Carnell Tate pick. And to me, it makes a lot more sense than like Love just from position value standpoint.
I think if they didn't need a guy right away, I would go Jordan Tyson. But we'll get to my Jordan Tyson pick.
I agree totally.
Because I do think he will have the best career, but year 1, there are teams worried about his medicals. So that's why I think Tyson will drop a little.
And the thing with Tyson is, I think you're spot on. If let's just say he misses 2 games in all of his college career. Let's just change history. He's only missed 2 games in all of his career. He's probably the number 2 overall pick to the New York Jets. Like he's the next down
or
they need.
Cardinals, one of them. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And then he's the best route runner in the class. He's the best.
It's not close. Yeah. The flip on the tape for Tyson, he moves different. He separates different than the others. And it's like as much as I love Carnell Tate, I cannot put him on the same level as Tyson.
No, I agree totally. So
all right,
let me get to the Giants here. So they bring back Jermaine Illuminor. You still could go Moe Noah just to get like a guard in there. I understand the Caleb Downs excitement of that pick, but I'm still
Giants fans didn't love the Evan Neal re-signing. I saw
Yeah, I know that. And is he slated? I think he's just gonna be a backup. Who's their starting guard right now? Let's see. Aaron Stinney with Evan Neal backing him up at right guard. That sounds
whenever you don't know the name, that's never a good sign.
Yeah, and Stinney is that's crazy actually. And then for the back end side, like I get where people are coming from. Like this team needs that's Kyle Hamilton type. I still like Javon Holland. I kind of feel like he's a superstar.
I took Downs here last week at 5. So if that's where you're going, I love it.
I don't know. And I understand
it is high for a safety.
And it's not even that. He's a great football player, but I think Javon Holland could be that Kyle Hamilton type. I'm still a big Javon Holland believer. I wonder if you go Sonny Styles here. I know they bring in Edmonds, but like Edmonds has battled injuries. He also has never been really living up to the money I think he's been paid in his career. So could you get both those guys? That's interesting. If we don't go Moe Noah here, what happens to Styles? And then what happens to Moe Noah if we don't go with him here? Do you want to draft a guard at 5 overall? That's kind of like the tough part here.
I don't.
I'm going to go Sonny Styles. Look, I know they drafted Tremaine Edmonds, but I think Styles is the best non-quarterback in this class. And between Edmonds' injuries, eventually you'll want to move on from that contract. Or best case scenario, Giants fans, you're running a 3-4 and you have 2 athletic freaks in the middle of your defense. Congratulations. That's a good place to find yourself, especially considering the front 7 and where it's been the last 2 years. So I'm going to go with Sonny Styles, best non-quarterback in the class.
I like it. No, I think he's going to be an all-pro defensive player for many years to come. I am praying Styles falls to the Bengals, but I don't think.
Oh, dude, that would be a home run. Yeah, 100%.
All right, number 6. So last week, I think we had them taking Tate. I think Carnell Tate fell here. Okay. I think the Browns will come out of this first round with a wide receiver and a tackle. I don't know which order, though. I like Noah and I like Fano. I think that's probably the pick here, one of those guys.
I feel like I don't know, just when I look at their free agency, and again, not to make the pick for you, they signed a left guard, a center. They made a trade for a right tackle. I'm kind of looking at Freeling, and really this is a conversation about, do we think Freeling's worth the 6 overall pick?
Yeah, Freeling.
We know it's probably a better prospect, but it feels like they put themselves in a spot to get the guy of the future.
They have to take. It's almost like they're choosing to take the project here. Let's go Monroe Freeling. His combine was dominant, dude. He moved up the board so much, and I think that's definitely a Browns pick.
And then what I did in my mock with Ray, I want to get your thoughts on this. We had the Rams and the Browns trade spots. The Rams come up to take Tate, which we couldn't do today. We couldn't do that today. But they get Tate to be a Devontae Adams replacement, and then the Browns ended up just taking Freeling at 13, probably where it's like a little bit better risk appetite-wise. Browns get an extra second-round pick out of that. So I feel like it could work for both sides. But, obviously no Tate here, so we don't have to force that here. Commanders,
I feel like the Ohio State connection would be perfect, too. Like, if Tate was on the board, I could see Carnell Tate easily being a Brown next year. Yep, I don't think he'll go as high as I took him to the Titans, but I guess I didn't love any other receiver there. But
I had a mock. This was pre-combine, albeit. I had a mock where he went to the Jets, just because like we're in this time where it's kind of up in the air, and then granted, Arvell Reese looks like an alien at the combine, kind of solidified. I'm an edge rusher, so he kind of solidified it there at the combine. But right before that, I was like, dude, they need an X receiver. I mean, why not go draft the best one here? And frankly, you feel better about drafting a receiver at 2 than a linebacker. But if Reese is an edge, then you're good with it. I'm going to take Jeremiah Love here at 7. I haven't done this yet in a single mock. I mean, that backfield, same argument you make with Tennessee at 4, where it's Cam Ward, Jeremiah Love. Holy shit, there's your backfield for 10 years. Same thing here in Washington, dude. This is a sick 1-2 punch. This kind of kills me a little bit as a dynasty owner for Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, but I'll live nonetheless. And then, all signs kind of point to Brandon Ayuk signing with this team, Terry McLaurin. You could probably find another receiver a little bit later on, 3rd, 4th round range. And they've done so much work on that defensive side of the ball. They still need a corner, but Nick Cross, adding Leo Chenal, adding a couple different pass rushers, including Odafe Owe. They've really kind of put some Band-Aids on that roster. So, weirdly enough, I think they have the luxury pick here in Jeremiah Love and just trying to boost that run game, plus his pass catching ability next to JD5. So I'm going to go Love at 7.
I did not think this player would still be on the board here. So last week I took Sonny Styles to the Saints, the New Orleans Buckeyes. They love their Buckeyes. Yes. DeMario Davis replacement. Perfect DeMario Davis replacement. Styles would be. Obviously, he's not 100%. On the board here, so I can't do that. However, I'm going to take the next best player on the board. Star edge rusher from Texas Tech, David Bailey. I think David Bailey's a floor raiser in the NFL, and I think he's gonna be a difference maker on that defensive line for the Saints. They need D-line help across the edge, cross D-tackle, wherever. David Bailey's a floor raiser for the Saints. I love that pick.
I like it a ton, and especially like 3-4 base defense where you just had Chase Young kind of figure it out last year. If Chase Young can build on that, David Bailey's your other stand-up rusher. I mean, Brandon Staley
is Kayvon Thibodeau going to be Chase Young in a few years? That's my prediction for his career ascension.
I definitely liked Young more as a prospect. But Thibodeau was a dog too. I mean, Thibodeau. I
just mean they were kind of the hyped up edge rushers in college, and they're just kind of subpar stats and a couple, but they've been good, just not great in the NFL, I would say. But Chase Young's starting to come around, and Thibodeau I think can get there too. And
Thibodeau was also 21 years old when he got drafted, so we're kind of at that point now where he's coming into his body's maturity, peak maturity, I guess. So I don't think you're crazy for that.
Here we go. All right, you're up.
Kansas City Chiefs here, man. What do I want to do here at 9?
They traded some corners, obviously. But I don't know if that's.
Yeah, and the tough part about that is Spags typically attacks that third round and later. So part of me thinks that
because I
still could go first round with it, but
so you might think this is crazy. Last week I mocked them Mekhi Lemon at 9, and Dalton thought that was unfair because you're adding obviously Mekhi Lemon to a team that's just signed Kenneth Walker, possibly getting Mahomes back. But it was right after right before the McDuffie trade. So they would probably go corner now. I don't know if that's what Spags wants to do, though, to your point. Yeah. I'm not sure what Chiefs are going to do. I have no idea, to be honest.
What I will say about Mekhi Lemon, I did that once in a mock. I had a good amount of pushback. Not that that's everything and why I stopped doing it, but I think this team still likes Rashee Rice. But that being said, dude, if you get any inclination Rashee Rice is not getting a contract extension from this team, draft Mekhi Lemon here and don't think twice about it.
A receiver. I mean, Lemon's not even my favorite of the bunch, but they need to get some pass catchers for the next era of Chiefs football because I feel like every year they kind of brush over a receiver because of what Mahomes can do magic-wise, and it's sooner or later you're going to need one. So,
and you still could draft a right tackle here. Jalen Moore's on a 1-year deal, so I'm having Moe Noah stare me in the face, and I'm like,
that's a pretty good value pick right there.
Or Caleb Downs, man. Jamari Connor's fine.
Dude, if the Chiefs get Caleb Downs and he's just an all-pro safety for them,
I think I'm going to do it. I haven't done it in a single mock yet this year, and this is why I like doing it.
You're not going to let me take him for the Bengals?
I know, exactly. That too. So, all right, so the Chiefs are playing defense here, knowing that they'll finally match up with the Bengals again in the AFC Championship game. They're not going to let them take Caleb Downs. Can't let the Ohio State, the Cincinnati pipeline live on. But frankly, I think about how the Chiefs use Tyrann Mathieu. And I mean, Downs is a different player, not as athletic, but he's also bigger. Could you use him in that Honey Badger kind of playmaking box safety nickel role? I think you could. So I'm going to go Caleb Downs there at 9.
I like it.
Which does make your life absolutely hell here at 10.
Yeah, I now have no idea who I'm going to take. I don't like.
We were in the same spot with Ray, and not to sway you, but I went Spencer Fano with the idea of playing him at center. Now again, center at 10, that's not super sexy, but just as a force amplifier for that run game. Hopefully someone to keep Joe up.
I have heard Fano could be moving to guard. I've not heard him moving to center, but I've heard guard. So
he did center workouts at the combine, but either one, frankly, feels like an upgrade for the Bengals. Right?
Anything feels like an upgrade on their O-line. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. So
I think you're right. I think Fano is great value there at pick 10. Let's do it, Spencer.
Let's go Spencer Fano there at 10.
It's only which I like Noah better as a prospect. I have him a little higher. I want to make that clear, but he's only right tackle. So I don't think Fano has been. I've heard all the rumors about him possibly playing inside. So that's obviously what the Bengals need. You could probably take any position and they would be fine, but Yeah. I want Joe to be protected for once in his career, please.
And I think like with one defensive pick, probably at interior defensive line in the second round.
So last week, funny enough,
linebackers. Yeah, what were you saying?
Dalton and I did a trade mock. Not all trades, but he traded the Bengals pick into 18 with the Vikings, and we took Caleb Banks for the Bengals at 18, which feels like the most Cincinnati Bengals pick ever.
Yeah.
So
pass rush project. But let's just go with like Lee Hunter, like this run-stopping big body guy at 41. You're still needing your second-year linebackers, super rough last year, to take a step forward, but corners get healthy. You bring in,
the corners are the best part of their defense, which is insane.
Yeah, low-key Daxio and DJ Turner. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get Brian Cook from KC. You can see a world where it's like, okay, the defense is getting closer back to where it's average. So
yeah,
I feel like Fano at center, Ratledge then at left guard, Reiser on a 1-year deal at right guard. All of a sudden, you look at that interior and you're like, okay, Chase Brown might be able to do something here. So like,
not terrible.
Yeah, don't hate it. All interior at 11. Oof.
This pick is staring me in the face, I think.
Interesting. I wonder what that pick might be. It feels like you could. I mean, you probably go Moinoa here and just play him in at right guard. Cole Strange is.
I was looking at Delane or McCoy because I think they need a corner.
They do need it. But I wonder what that second round. Now, granted, you can look at this two different ways. Because I also kind of want this team to take a receiver in the second round, which easier said than done. They need like an X receiver who moves Waddle off to the Z.
How do you think Malik Will's going to do too? Let's talk on that too. What are your thoughts on him?
On who? Sorry.
Malik Willis. What are your thoughts on?
Dude, I'm interested to see where that goes. No, I'm optimistic about that signing. Everything I had heard, it was Arizona or Miami, so I'm cool with either one. I mean, frankly, I'd rather throw the targets in Arizona, but
yes,
he ended up in Miami. I'm not mad about it whatsoever. Him and Devon Achane, like, sign me up for that backfield all day. And in a lot of ways, I didn't think they'd spent too much on him either. I was kind of worried he might elevate into that $30+ million range. So I'm cool with that.
Like he knows their coach or like is following the Packers coach or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So then, look, I don't think Jamari Sawyer is a great fit there at right guard for a Bobby Slowick, wide zone, Shanahan-esque scheme. I always saw him more as a gap fit. Also, Jonah Savaiinaea, really rough first year. So I'm going to go with my best player available. I'm going to go CeCe Moinoa. I like both the corners.
Staying in Miami, low moving costs.
Yeah, 5-star recruit, staying in Miami. I mean, offensive line jerseys don't sell, but that would be one that would actually get a few off the rack.
He probably would, yeah.
And then at 42, we can either go corner or we go receiver. But I just look at Jeff Hafley and what he did in Green Bay and all the mock drafts where I was like corner to Green Bay. Like he coached around that. So I almost wonder if he looks at that secondary and he's like, nah, they brought me in here to budget shop at corner. It's all about coaching. Like I wonder if he might view it that way. That being said, Darrell Baker and Storm Duck is your slated starters on our lads. Woof. That is rough, brother. So that is we might be going like Chris Johnson, top of round 2 there for them. But I'm gonna go with CeCe. What do you think here with Dallas at 12? This is a weird team.
All right, I'm doing this pick solely for Dalton Wasserman, who made this pick last week.
I love it. I know where you're going.
Dylan Thieneman, Give me him. Let's go. That's a floor raiser in the secondary, man. That dude's gonna be a player in the NFL. I think Thieneman's technique is phenomenal. I think his ball hawking skills are phenomenal. The guy is tough as nails. I mean, we're gonna get all the like Rodrigo Blankenship comps or whatever they'll say about him coming from Oregon, but flip on the tape for Thieneman. This guy's a stud. I think he fits the Cowboys. That's a little high. Now, I know that's a high pick for a safety, and I don't know if he will go that high, but in honor of Dalton Wasserman, I'm going to do it.
Well, Dalton's been on the Thieneman train like all draft cycle, so I'm totally
keep the train going.
But also, they haven't drafted safety in a long time, and you look at that defense, man, like, they invested at edge, last year in the second round with Ezraku. They have a 20th overall pick. Could still add a linebacker, but dude, like, and also Christian Parker coming from Philadelphia, where they move those safeties around. They want guys to be able to play in the slot. Like Thieneman, in a lot of ways, is that versatile defensive back that Christian Parker might be like, yeah, that's my dude. So
I think his versatility, I was either going to go him or Delane. Thieneman's versatility gives him the edge for me. I know it's a safety versus DB. I just trust Thieneman a little more as just an overall defensive back over over Delane. But Mansour is fantastic too. I don't think he'll fall too many more picks.
That, and then they signed a new player to play the nickel. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. So I was talking to Ray, who is a Dallas. He's located in Dallas. So one, I'll let you know, this got full applause from Ray. So a Dallas fan did appreciate the Dylan Thieneman selection. They signed Kobe Durant, former Ram. He's a nickel guy. So Deron Bland probably plays on the outside, and then you have Kalen Carson, Shavon Ravel battle it out, that other outside corner spot. It's not great. You can still take a corner at 12, but like that's a livable room. The safety spot, I know they bring in Jalen Thompson. He's fine. That's a 1-year deal. I think you can shoot for a higher ceiling at Thieneman's that. Yeah. Speaking of shooting for the ceiling, dude, the Rams have their chips all in. I'm going Jordan Tyson.
Do it. Yes.
They have the infrastructure, and granted, like DA missed time last year, and he's getting up there in age. You really like for a healthy, long term, this is Tyson healthy plus Puka Nacua. But
dude, that's a disgusting receiving core.
That trio right now, Tyson, DA, and Puka, they're all healthy. I mean, good Lord, that is nasty.
I made a TikTok about this. I literally said on the TikTok, if Jordan Tyson doesn't play a game for you next season, you can still win the Super Bowl if you're the Rams.
Yes.
And the value of that pick would be insane if he becomes anything years down the road. Like, again, the talent is there. 100%. I understand the medicals. I understand the injuries. Watch the route running ability. Watch the catching, the jumping, just juking dudes ability.
The body control and his intermediate route running are very Devontae Adams in and of itself. So it's like that's the guy for him to like
learn train from him.
Like if there were two people I could have Jordan Tyson work with in like a perfect world, it'd be Devontae Adams, or in that mock I did with Ray, I had him go to the Vikings at 18. Jordan Addison, like what's going to go on there? But like Justin Jefferson.
He's like Justin Jefferson route running ability in the intermediate. It's insane. Yeah.
I love it.
I think he's clearly wide receiver 1. And I think if the Rams simply just took him there and not like that would be unfair to the other teams. 100%. But he might not even have to play for you year 1 because you got Puka and Devontae. So it's such a luxury pick, man. I've been banging the table for that. So
yeah, 100%. Keep him on the West Coast. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm totally here for it. What do you do with the Ravens here at 14, man? Oh.
So what do they need? I mean, they don't need a pass rusher, but they still need one. They still kind of need one. And it's like they wanted to pair Crosby with Hendrickson. Who knows how real that was? I think I still want to go. I still want to go edge for them. I don't know about you because I still don't think like obviously Hendrickson's fantastic. He's going to help a ton. That was the big signing. Who knows if the Crosby trade, what happened there, if that was real or not.
Well, can I pitch you 2 names?
Sure.
Kenyon Sadiq to replace Isaiah Likely.
I'm not a Sadiq guy.
Okay. Then for that edge rusher?
I think Stowers is way better.
Interesting.
But that's just me. Yeah, that's just me.
What about Akeem Mesidor? 3-4 base, outside linebacker. Pair him up with Hendrickson.
I love Mesidor, and I think he's like today, right now, he could play in the NFL and be fine and probably be very good. Isn't he 26 years old, though, already?
He'll be 25 on draft night. But, dude, if you're the Ravens, you're trying to win now, man. Do you care?
That is true.
You just signed Trey Hendrickson. You're all in, man.
All right. Screw it. Let's do it.
Let's go, Mesidor. Sorry, that's the one pick I have.
The playoff run was dominant. Like, he was insane. He was amazing for that.
And like the shortcomings that Mike Green had last year, like really his inability to play the run, Mesidor brings a lot more of that to the table. So I think, him and Hendrickson.
You're trying to win right this year.
Yeah, exactly. And the other name you could maybe – I like Kenyon Sadiq as like a Isaiah Likely replacement there. But
he is like a mold, the Likely mold. I mean, that's
a little bit bigger, a little bit like better inline potential. But like he could be a Likely replacement now, Andrews replacement long term. So that's kind of my thinking there. But Big Ioane would also make a lot of sense.
Other people might be in on Sadiq. 14's too high for me. I know he's going to go first round.
Yeah,
and I think I had him to the Eagles last week, but that was before they re-signed Goddard. So we'll see where he ends up. But I'm a Stowers guy over Sadiq, but we'll see where that ends up.
And dude, Mesidor would have been a good pick here for the Bucs, but dude, look, I know it's not necessarily the biggest area need. Let me double check their depth chart. Like I know they drafted
last week.
CJ Allen. I don't hate that. Bringing Alex Anzalone though, I don't know if you need it right now.
No, it's a bit high for CJ Allen, but it fills a different need than what Anzalone brings in the linebacker. But
Zion McCollum's up and down. Ben Morrison's injury history scares me. I'm going Mansour Lane here. I'm going to go with Mansour Lane. Cornerback.
He might be the best player on the board, so I don't hate that. Yeah.
And just like I look at how smooth he is and how technically refined he is, that's an NFL ready player. Like I feel like Todd Bowles would look at that and be like, yeah, that guy helps me win right now. And then, dude, like being completely honest, a lot of my mocks, like the edge rushers available in the second round, Cassius Howell, Zion Young, R. Mason Thomas, Gabe Akers, Malachi Lawrence.
R. Mason Thomas is my sleeper. I think he's a top 10 edge. I think he's fantastic. Dude, his Lawrence? Speed is ridiculous.
And dude, if you give them Lawrence in the second round, that's a perfect edge rusher for them. That's exactly what they need. So Delane plus like that edge rush type. That's
I'm earlier in the season when I think Tampa Bay was a little lower on the board on the draft board anyway. Like I had been mocking them R. Mason Thomas. I keep telling Trevor, you got to get R. Mason in there somewhere. Probably second round now, but like
total Pro Bowl type. Trevor is one of Trevor's favorite players. It's too good.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
he's a buck. He's a buck.
Yeah, he would fit Todd Bowles for sure. All right, this pick is easy for me. I mean, that's right there, number 15. Mekhi Lemon to the Jets. If he's there, you got to take him. You got to add another receiver to the core. All you got is Garrett Wilson. So Mekhi Lemon, he's not my bread and butter as a receiver, but other people seem to love him, and he just won the Biletnikoff. So the numbers are there. The production's there. Great. It would be a great value pick for the Jets. I think they would sprint the card in if he's there at 16.
And then you have the option of you could either run with Adonai Mitchell as your X receiver off rip, or I wonder if they would end up double dipping and like third, fourth round, go get a Bryce Lance, maybe Elijah Surratt falls, or a Ted Hurst, Malachi Fields, one of those.
Our guy Fields.
Our guy Fields. Yeah, no, honestly. So, dude, like I'll be honest, like this is another Lions spot. Everything you said about the Bengals, I've been saying about Spencer Fano here for the Lions. Like, you want a Frank Ragnow replacement? Brother, his name's Spencer Fano. But Fano's off the board.
I took Freeling last week, but I don't think he'll be there. I took Freeling, but again, that's probably only if he falls to them. So.
Yeah, and everything I've heard, not that it's like end all be all, like words change, but everything I've heard is like, yeah, the pick at 6 is going to probably be probably going to be Monroe Freeling. So with that, I do think then like no Taylor Decker coming back for the Lions.
Yeah, you got to get it.
Signed Cade Mays at center, so that kind of alleviates the Fano Ragnow.
So I asked Dalton this. I want to hear your thoughts. Do they move Penei back to left, or do they keep him at right? What are they doing? He's the best tackle in football, so it's honestly what does he want to do?
In a lot of ways, because of that, I just keep them where they are. Lomu was the left tackle at Utah, but and also Connor Rogers interviewed Lomu at the combine, and he is training on both sides, left and right.
Okay.
And the one thing with Utah, like he's really good in pass protection, his feet are great, but his outside hand sometimes it's really easy to just swipe and kill. So I was starting to think like that outside hand's weak enough to where like a move to the right tackle spot would be pretty seamless. A lot of times when you have that guy with a strong outside hand, you don't want to mess with that. But like his is not really a strength, so you could flip him. So I think you could, dude, and like it wouldn't floor me.
Well, it's funny because I have a lot of Lions fans in my life, and all the ones I talk to are like, yeah, but Penei's a left tackle. You got to move back to left. Yeah. And I'm like, he's been the best right tackle in football for like 5 seasons. Like, 100%. I think he's good. Just keep him there, you know? Like,
yeah, exactly.
I don't think he couldn't do it. I'm not saying I would put it past him, but it's like I wouldn't mess with Penei.
Yeah, like, and if we get to draft night and Moe Noah's the guy that falls, and he's here at 17, oh my God, take the card. That's a total.
And you have the 2 best tackles at their respective positions.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're just going to flip Penei. He could do the Tristan Wirfs thing. But here, I think in this spot, Lomu's a left tackle. Penei's already been your right tackle. I'd just keep the same.
Yep. All right. 18. This is a new one for me because last week we had the Bengals switch with the Vikings.
Hey, I'm here for a trade. If you think Minnesota will trade,
I think it was only because Jeremiah Love was there, and I think Dalton really wanted Love, but there's no running back on the board who's worth it. They just traded for Kyler Murray. I'm going to go with a favorite player of mine, which they need a safety, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. That's my guy, my Toledo Rocket here.
Hell yeah.
I keep hearing this guy's going to only go higher and higher.
100%.
And every mock I do with someone, he goes higher than the previous mock.
Yep.
So, like, this might be the floor, like 18, 19.
Yeah, and when you look at Harrison Smith, he's the guy the Vikings most often move back and forth. So, like, McNeil-Warren to me is, like, the guy to be that Harrison Smith. Or Dylan Thieneman. Both could do it. But, like, if you get to this spot, DT's gone. You know, it's like, shit. We got to go get that get that first round safety. Let's go get EMW. I like that a lot.
Love it.
Panthers, man, I'm kind of glad it happened. Kenyon Sadiq feels like the way to go here. They could go like Jermon McCoy and get on their corner. Mike Jackson was solid last year.
Mocked them last week.
I
really should have re-looked at the mock before I came into this because I was not prepared, but I would have had a couple more picks in mind. But
yeah, but
I really liked who I took there. I forget.
The team changed in, like Jalen Phillips now. I'm not really looking at edge.
Sorry, I took Lloyd.
Yeah, like don't have to worry about CJ. I think I'm gonna go Caden Sadiq, man. Get him that third pass catcher in just a different area. Really good athlete, good inline blocker.
They need a true tight end, yeah.
It's not very Eric Eager of me, but maybe he's not the guy making the pick. We'll just say Dan Morgan, former tight end, I believe.
Who would Eager take? Who would Dr. Eager take?
Dude, Eager's probably taking McCoy. Like a year ahead of Mike Jackson's contract expiring, premium position value, top end corner get $20+ million. Like odds are, or Avion Terrell, like low key is like a slot corner. Like that'd be kind of badass.
All right. How about you do the Cowboys pick here? Because I did the first Cowboys pick, and then I'll do the next two.
Let's have some fun here. I've been looking for – I kind of want the Dallas Cowboys to trade back. They got a third-round pick because of the Osa Odigizua trade, but I kind of want them to be able to get a second-round pick. But I don't know who would come up here, to be completely honest. I don't know who for either. Maybe Venga. Maybe Jermon McCoy. That would be the tough part. Let me – part of me kind of wants to go CJ Allen here. It's a little early, but him next to DeMar Overshown is a really good 1-2 punch. Like that's ideal linebacker stacking. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go CJ Allen.
That fills value and a need, it feels like.
And then you look at the spine of that defense between Thieneman and CJ Allen. Like, dude, the middle of that defense just got so much better with two guys like this. So I like it a lot from that standpoint. So the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right. I'm up.
This kind of worked out perfectly. One I definitely want you to go with here because he's here, but I will leave you.
This is your team's fan base. Okay, so the pick I'm going to make, hold on, I'm filling out the board I got my iPad on the side filling out these same picks. So my uncle told me to make this pick. He's a big Steelers fan. If the player was available, that's Vega Ioane.
Yes.
We're going Olava Vega. Hold on. Olava Vega Ioane. I think I got it right.
You're perfect.
Dude, he's the best interior lineman in the draft class, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
Unless Fano becomes that in the NFL. But in terms of guard play right now, he's the best guard in the NCAA. It's not close. So take the pick. That's the only need they need. Left guard. They have a big hole at left guard. That's perfect for Steelers fans. I hope you're happy after that.
Yeah. I was hoping you do that. Once we got Vega to that spot, I was like, oh, please, God, go Vega. And I think we can have fun with that team a little bit later on. We'll see. We may be picking up the phone for the Steelers. They have 3 third-round picks, so they have ammo to get back in the first round. We'll leave it at that. I
feel like the Chargers will be pissed because that's who they would want at guard.
I feel like they did a lot of that. They cleaned up a lot of work in free agency. So now they've kind of earned the luxury of just like who's the best player available.
I know. I can't believe McCoy is still there. I feel like I got to go.
McCoy would be solid.
I got to go Jermon McCoy. I don't think he'll be there. I don't think he'll be on the board at 22. That's my
dude. Tariq Steele, Cam Hart, and Notre Dame fan here. Love me some Cam Hart. But those are like 2 day 3 guys who have exceeded expectations. Go take the upside. I like that. Jermon McCoy. I like that.
His 2024 tape was better than Delane's 2025 tape.
Yes.
So he would have been my CB1. So had he been fully healthy.
Here we go. Philadelphia Eagles. This is an interesting squad, especially at this point. Like, if they trade A.J. Brown, like Denzel Boston sticks out like sore thumb.
Yeah.
Peter Wood.
Any Georgia Bulldogs on the board?
Yeah, right. Like, any Bulldog.
Christian Miller, that's too high.
Right. Honestly, like, if there's a place to get the best of Peter Woods, like, is it that? Especially if they trade Jalen Carter. Like,
Peter Woods would be all pro for them in year 2. I mean, it would be insane.
They signed a corner. Hold on. Let me pull up their depth chart real quick. I feel like I'm forgetting something obvious. Yeah, Dickerson back for a year. Lane Johnson behind him. I mean, this could be the team that drafts Max Iheanacho just to develop him behind Johnson.
It's not a bad idea.
I wonder if they still go one more edge rusher. Let me see what edge rushers are available because I'm looking at this edge grade, and it's fine. Like Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt, pretty good guys. Arnold Ebiketie, and then it's like
Falk is a project they could try to like develop him for a little bit. I'm not a believer in Falk, but I know a lot of others are in the tools he has.
Yeah, and they're like a 3-4, so like a 3-4 outside linebacker. Like, but Howell's already that. I don't know.
Cassius Howell's so good, but he had the shortest arms like they've ever seen. Right? Yeah. It's like not a good proxy.
100%.
But his production was elite. 13 sacks.
I mean, someone's gonna take a shot on him. Someone's gonna take a shot on him. Top 40. I don't know if it'd be quite first round anymore, but like it's going to happen in top 40. I mean, we could have some fun and just go receiver for this team. I feel like it's going to piss off all the Eagles fans.
It shouldn't.
Dude, their receiver right now is Darius Cooper, Danny Gray, Johnny Wilson. So really it just comes down to, do you want to like draft an A.J. Brown replacement, or do you want to?
I remember hearing about Johnny Wilson for years, about how good he was going to be. And it was like, I'm not seeing it. I'm sorry.
Man, let's have some fun. Let's go Denzel Boston.
Really? Okay.
If Brown gets
traded, on Boston, because I got him a little lower in my wide receiver range.
I'll be completely honest. I have a receiver video coming out later. These two guys are ahead of him.
Okay.
But if one of A.J. Brown gets traded, you need to replace that skill set.
Yeah.
But two, Devontae Smith is such a good slot receiver that I'm just thinking about, like, if you had twin towers on the outside, Boston and Brown, and then Smith in the slot, that's pretty ideal. That's pretty awesome. And then it could set you up long term, because also like A.J. Brown, we're getting close to that age 30 mark anyway. So if it's not this offseason, it's, let's just say, in 2 off seasons. Eventually you're passing the torch and it's Boston plus Smith long term. So that's kind of my way there of thinking. But Boston's, I think he's a solid football player. Like, I know Dalton is kind of comped him to Jaden Higgins from last year's class. I don't know if Boston has quite the top end speed. Like Higgins ran a 4.47, but really,
Boston feels slow to me. I don't. Yeah.
I think he's got build up speed. Like I think you see his speed 25 yards down the field, and I think he's got a good first step off the line of scrimmage. Like he's got a decent release package, but he's also one of these guys that, like, especially like in breaking routes, it kind of drives me crazy. The longer the route goes on, the less open he gets. Like in a perfect world, it's the other way around. So like maybe you do go Omar Cooper Jr. here as like a complement Z/slot option. So you definitely could, but I'm gonna go Boston here, 23.
So speaking of Omar Cooper, that's my next wide receiver. Him and Concepcion. Boom. I want to take him to the Browns here because I think they absolutely have to come out of the first round with a tackle and a wide receiver. They absolutely have to.
Run.
If you do it in the other inverse order, I'm fine with that. Omar Cooper is a stud. The guy's stock only kept rising throughout the playoff. Just the type of acrobatic catches he can make. I mean, the Penn State catch alone was almost like locked him in the first round, it felt like. And then the run he just went on in the playoffs, the body control, the way he gets his feet down. I mean, he can catch, like, fantastic receiver. Going to be instantly their wide receiver 1, which is kind of sad, but
state of that franchise, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And from everything I've heard, the people, even with this new coaching staff, they like Cedric Tillman. Like they think he's a good football player. He's just not often out there. So in this world, we get to keep just, spinning the wheel on Cedric Tillman, seeing what he is, and then Cooper becomes our Z/slot, and we're taking snaps away from Jerry Jeudy. I mean, like, I really can't applaud you.
Win-win-win.
That's a win for humankind. I'm going to go with
that pick's obvious.
I'm going to go Cade McDonald there. And I think we can get linebacker at 56. Yeah. I think we can get linebacker at 56 and then safety right around that range too. So very defensive focused draft here for the Bears, but I'm going to go Cade McDonald, younger, cheaper version of Andrew Billings. Now, real quick, before you get into the Bills here, could I interest you in a trade up from the Steelers? The Bills currently have picks 26 and 91.
So you're trying to get something for you're trying to get a receiver for the Steelers?
I'm thinking Ty Simpson. I'm thinking we're doing the Jackson Dart of it all. We have 3 third-round picks. So
all right. So let's get into just Ty Simpson conversation then, because recent weeks I've fallen off a little bit. I'm not out completely. I think I'm no longer having him in my first round.
I understand that. Totally.
Tell me why he is a first rounder.
Yeah, well, one, I just kind of look at his situation. And one, just so you have an idea, I think this would be about what it takes. 53, their second rounder this year, and then one of those 3 third-round picks. Maybe it takes both. Might take 2, but right now I think 53, 76. The Bills would then move from 26 back to 53, gain 76, and they have pick 91. So that's kind of my thinking. 2 top 100 picks for the Bills. They get an extra 1 just by moving back. And it might honestly take more. We can even give them pick 99, 2 third-round picks for the move up for the Steelers. But my line of thinking here for Pittsburgh is, one, like, even if Rodgers does come back, like, what's the long-term answer there? And don't start with me on this Will Howard shit. Like, he's a 6th-round pick. He's a career backup. Like, that is not a future.
Oh, okay. See, I'm a hater.
So I'm a
Will Howard guy. So
this
is good. Good content.
Okay, and then even look at those 2 guys in their college situations. One guy's throwing to Jeremiah Smith and Mike Egbuka.
That's fair.
Carnell Tate, 2 great running backs to go in the top 40. Left tackle that when he was playing as a top 30 player, top 10 player in the draft, goes top first round. Donovan Jackson, guard, gets drafted at the top of the second round. Versus Ty Simpson this year, like that's easily the worst running back or run game I've seen from Bama in my lifetime.
Ever, yeah.
And they have one receiver who's a good player in Jeremy Bernard, but he's like a compliment number 2, not a I'm going to go win this game number 1. So, like, I just look at his situation, and then you drop him in Pittsburgh, and he's got DK, he's got Michael Pittman, he's got a couple good backs. We just drafted a guard, so the offensive line's looking good. A couple decent tight ends. Mike McCarthy is your play caller. You know, like, and also I think McCarthy can kind of squint and see a little bit of Dak Prescott, right? Inch shorter, like 20 pounds lighter, but, like, attacks the middle of the field, can move a bit, plays with good touch. You know, like, there's just enough there where I'm like, he's going to squint and see.
He's definitely a better athlete than people give him credit for. I think people are thinking he's a statue and like can't do anything on the run, and that's definitely not true for Tyson. Like he can move, and he's mobile for sure. He's not dual threat. He's not running for 300 yards.
But Dak pre-injury, like pre-ankle injury, could move. Like he could move a bit. Yeah. So I just wonder if he sees like enough Dak Prescott here. And then, like, again, passing the torch. He only had 15 college starts, but we have Rodgers. We kind of have the infrastructure to make it okay. Do I love giving up 2 third-round picks? No. But we would still be having pick 21, pick 26, and pick 85. So 3 picks in the top 100, just like most teams. So do you want to pull the trigger on this? Up to you. I'll let you decide. Do the Bills want to move back? That's a long way for the Bills to move back, too.
I will offer my counter to the Will Howard argument because I think if the plan is to just draft I think if the plan is to use that much draft capital to trade up for Ty Simpson's only 9 months younger than Will Howard. I looked that up last week because I was kind of in this debate too with Dalton. Because Dalton has no interest in Will Howard at all. So we already had the same debate. I am interested in Will Howard. I think there's not much difference between him and Ty Simpson, personally. I did think there was some validity to the playoff run he went on. I think some of the throws he was making were incredible and like on the money. And sure, he was throwing to superstars. Like, yeah, it's all right. But I kind of give him like a little Brock Purdy pass on that. Like, he's still the one making the throws, and like I'm happy with that. I'm a little Carson Beck-ish game manager. Sure. We'll get there, but I'm still glad he did the throws versus not. Like he didn't collapse in the biggest moments on the biggest stage in the championship game. I do think that matters. So I'm going to decline this trade because I'm a Will Howard guy, and I think if you're banking on Ty Simpson as your future savior, I don't think that's a good plan, and I think you end up in the same purgatory. I would rather just give Will Howard a shot, and if he sucks, then you go 3-13 or 3-14, and you draft Arch Manning next year or Sam Levitt. So that is my counter.
If we got Rodgers back, why don't we just like crash and burn if we have to? And there's plenty of quarterbacks next year too. So
there you go. Best case scenario. So I do think there is a little intriguingness to Will Howard. I think Ty Simpson's 9 months younger. That's all I can say on that. I know the age gets weird, and some people don't worry as much about developing QB age. Renner doesn't care about age.
I'm not really worried about the age.
He says once you can play, and you're fine.
Exactly.
That's fine.
And that's ultimately where I'm at. Yeah.
Like, I'd rather draft a younger kid in college who has a little more time. But when it's that close, to me, it's like people keep telling me the same with Carson Beck, acting like he's like 28. Beck is 23. Beck is 1 month younger than Ty Simpson. 1 month older than Ty Simpson. So that's where I'm like, I don't know, but right. Sorry, that was a long-winded rant.
No, it's a good conversation.
So I don't think they're going to go receiver anymore here. Again, they might trade this pick because they don't really have like.
What about Lee Hunter? It's a little early.
They need an edge. Like they definitely need. It's probably going to be. Sorry, I'm now. I got to think back to the Bills because my mindset was on the Steelers. So
no, you're good.
Give me a second here. I'm looking at the board.
And they could use a guard, so like they could go left guard.
It could be a Peter Woods team, even though I think he's falling. It could be a Caleb Banks team.
Could be a Caleb Banks team. I think they're looking for like a nose tackle, so that's my only hesitation with those two guys. But that versus Lee Hunter, then do you want to have Lee Hunter be ideal one off the board? That's I don't know.
They could still go edge too. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Joey Bosa's not. I mean, he's not. He's old.
They did sign Bradley Chubb. They did bring in
who's not that great anyway.
Right. And then Rousseau, who's flexible.
All right. I don't love TJ Parker, but I like him over the other edges here. I don't like Keldrick Falk, and we know Howell's probably not going to go first round. Give me TJ Parker to the Bills.
And hey, look,
that feels like a mid pick to me, but it feels like a high floor guy.
I think Bills fans are going to wish they took that trade. I'll be honest with you. But that being said,
that's fair. Yeah.
That being said, this team is looking to win now, and that's a team that should be up 10, in the fourth quarter. So to have a rotation of pass rushers, that is always a good problem to have.
This team was looking to win 6 years ago, and they still haven't. So I'm like, I will never pick the Bills to make it far in the playoffs, but that's just me.
I'm gonna go with Caden Proctor here for the 49ers.
I love Proctor. I'm a believer.
It's a lot of minute left guard. And then when the time comes, he takes over for Trent Williams. Dude, that's too important a position for them.
Let him train with Trent Williams every day. They can be like roommates. 100%. And it could be Rocky and Creed. And then in 3 years from now, he could be Trent Williams, maybe.
Exactly. Exactly. I love it a ton. And frankly, like, if you're going to pay Trent more money, like the mentor role, guess what, buddy? With more power comes more responsibility, buddy. So you get more money and you're going to be a mentor now. So you're working with Caden Proctor day in and day out.
Alrighty.
Houston at 28.
Yeah. So I accidentally just clicked the wrong player on mine. So I accidentally took Blake Miller to the Niners, which I don't hate Blake Miller to the Texans, actually.
Can you undo pick on or using the PFF mod?
I cannot. Oh, wait. No, new setting. I could.
Yeah, new setting. I discovered it live a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh, shit.
Look how much they've accomplished since I had been gone. I mean, it's amazing.
So you like Blake Miller here? I like
Let's
that.
do Blake Miller. Yeah, I think they need help on the O-line. I don't love their O-line. I think it's actually an inferior offensive line, if I'm being completely honest. And they traded Titus Howard, who's another tackle. So let's get Blake Miller. He has been rising throughout the pre-draft process. He has been rising a ton. I think we're going to get a lot of Clemson guys at the back end of round one. Yeah. That's my prediction. You might get like 3 in a row.
I think so too, because it's kind of a tough class to not look at a lot of these guys in a 2-year sample size. Like, it's kind of hard because there's each one, especially when you get to the second round, there's always there's that one little wart on the prospect where you're like, but I think a lot of those Clemson guys, there's gonna be like Miller's a little different than like TJ Parker, but like Parker, you'll look back and be like, oh yeah, but that's that 2024-25 tape. I can't forget about that. I remember hearing the Super Bowl.
The Clemson. I do grain of salt for 2025 tape. That whole team quit on each other for this season. So,
but Miller definitely took a step forward this year. So we don't throw away that.
He did, yeah.
And
the defensive players did not.
And you look at what Houston could do at 38, defensive interior wise. Banks, Woods, Miller, Lee Hunter. One of those 4 will be there. So like, I kind of love it for scaling their needs, like attacking one before the other.
Yeah.
Chiefs went Caleb Downs. Whew, that is freaking fun, man. Just want to take a quick look at receiver. I think we could, if we really wanted to, maybe we do like Chris Brazel at 40, and that could be kind of fun. Find that X receiver type. I do feel like defensive line is probably something we should look at here. Could use a little bit of extra pass rush juice. Could also use an interior guy. Could this be the Peter Wood spot? Could this be the team?
I think he will go first round still. I still think Peter Woods will go first round.
And I know they brought in Kyrus Tonga, but Woods at his best in Clemson was playing inside and out, played edge and IDL. And
they had him at edge 2 years ago, and it was like, why is he at edge? Like,
100%. And the Chiefs did the same thing with Chris Jones. They were like, all right, 3 years ago or whatever it was like, we're gonna play him at edge, and it was like, he's good, but he's also on the inside. Yeah. So I almost feel like similar career paths here, and like that could be a place that keeps Peter Woods locked in day in and day out. So I'm gonna go Peter Woods there.
All right, Broncos. Let's see now. I had them as a Sadiq team for the longest time, but Sadiq probably won't be there anymore. And I like Stowers, but I wouldn't take him round 1.
The last 2 mocks, I went on someone's show, and then we just had Ray on. Each of those mocks, they took Stowers here at 30. So I don't think you're crazy.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
Can I do it then?
Bro,
all right. I'm a Eli Stowers fan, like number 1. So like, give me. I think he's the best tight end in this class. I think he's the best.
Which
I don't hate Sadiq. I think Sadiq's fantastic too. The production has never been there with Sadiq, and it's always just been an idea and a project. And the athleticism, he just did the combine, and then Stowers tested the same, maybe even better in some tests. So like, that's where I'm like the kind of match. It's the blocking though. The blocking is the weakness. Yeah, totally. We all know the size is the weakness, and that will ultimately be the question.
But this team played Evan Ingram, so clearly they don't really get that much of a care about blocking. They can contend with it either way. And then like my other like point to bring up here is like dude, like everyone kind of saw RJ Harvey as like, that's the third round running back everyone's crushing on. And then Sean Payton was like, I'm taking him in the second. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then like Pat Bryant was
doesn't care. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, oh, that's a fourth round receiver. And then, Sean Payton's like, oh, that's my third round guy. Thank you. So like here at 30, I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, that's my Taysom Hill replacement. He's a little bit lighter, but quarterback turned tight end, freaky athlete. Dude, like he's going to get the Tyler Warren goal line direct snap. Like he's going to get that at least once next year.
I forget who I heard this from, but it was probably Trevor Renner, one of the wise draft analysts. But it was like, if you can get your guy, go get your guy. Like, don't overthink. Like, when you have identified a prospect you like and you want him in your locker room, go get him. Don't worry about what other team. Because I have heard teams' draft boards will vary from other teams' boards like night and day. So it's like Dan Campbell's draft board is probably unlike a lot of teams' draft boards, and they probably value other factors that, like the Steelers, I've heard they do a very different pre-draft process. So
100%.
A lot of fans don't love.
So. Yeah, that's well, we'll leave it at that.
Oh, we're doing round 2? I didn't know I was doing round 2.
Oh yeah, we're doing a 2-rounder, brother. Sorry, man. We're gonna test your depth here.
I got another hour then.
Oh yeah, sorry. No, we'll pick up the pace.
No, you're good.
That tends to be the case, right? Like the first for you guys you talk about, you have so much to talk about because there's so much conversation to be had, and then you get down the rest of the board. Patriots, dude, this is a tough spot we put them in.
Get him a receiver, dude. Drake still needs a receiver.
Even Dobbs and Kyle. I was a big Kyle Williams guy too. That's kind of where I'm like.
I think Williams will take a step. I like Dobbs, but I don't think he's a wide receiver 1. Like, I still think they need a 1 for Drake. And
my thinking is like Dobbs is just gonna be your sacrificial X, kind of like what he was in freaking New England, Green Bay. And then like this is Kyle Williams. Kyle Williams about to become the dude. Like that's kind of where my head's at. Like Kyle Williams about to be a dude. But I think
he's gonna take a big step. Yeah.
I'm kind of looking at edge, dude. Like Harold Landry. They bring in Draymond Jones, who's good. I'm also looking at corner, like Carlton Davis and then Christian Gonzalez. But after those two guys, it's a whole lot of nothing.
They still got to pay Gonzo, right?
Yeah, they got to pay Gonzo.
Yeah.
And then like Carlton Davis misses so much time anyways.
And he's just old.
You know what? Oh, dude, I kind of want to go Malachi Lawrence. I'll be completely honest with you, just to be like,
I like Colton Hood or Terrell.
That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go Colton Hood. And I think, look, like Carlton Davis is not going to play set.
Colton Hood just retweeted me. Fun fact.
Say what now? What'd you say?
Colton Hood retweeted me last week. I had a tweet about him. So, yeah, that was cool.
Love to see it.
If you're listening, Colton, and you want to come on the point after, let me know.
Yes, let's make it happen. It's always fun. Like I had at the Senior Bowl a lot of tweets about Lee Hunter, and then Coach McGuire was liking and retweeting a few of them. And I was like, this is odd. This is a space I'm not used to being in. But, honestly, I think Colton Hood long-term, that's your compliment to Gonzo. And then, like, let's be completely honest. If Carlton Davis plays 17 games next year, you can clip this out, say I was wrong. But, like, that was a long time.
With you.
So this is some injury insurance for that spot. Real quick, before you make this pick with Seattle, can I throw a name your way?
Sure.
They just lost Kobe Bryant in free agency. Tell me Avion Terrell is not that same type of player.
I think that's who I took last week with Dalton. Yeah, let's go Terrell. Terrell is a first-round corner. He's going to go in the first round.
And, him moving to free safety honestly sounds kind of awesome.
I think I took a corner. It might have been Terrell with them, or Dalton had Seattle. But I want to say it was Terrell. Yeah, no, I locked that in.
And I also like Keldrick Falk because like I was doing some body comp comparison between him and Tank Lawrence coming out of Boise State, very similar. So I wonder, like one more year of Tank Lawrence, you just let Falk learn behind him for a year, and then eventually you just keep a strength of strength, let that run defense kick ass, and turn the torch over. Oh man, New York Jets. We went Mekhi Lemon and Ruben Bain in the first round.
That's a good first round haul. Dude. If the Jets come out with that, Dalton would be
four razors.
That is like Bain and Lemon at 16 would be the most value you could get out of the draft, in my opinion.
100%. So now
I don't think you will end up with those two players.
Let's have some fun here. I think the middle of that defense can get better. And I have Josiah Trotter off ball linebacker 3, but dude, I think Rodriguez might sneak in the first round. I'm going to go J-Rod there. Give them that anchor, the middle of the defense, playmaker. I'm going to go J-Rod there at 33.
Dude, he's getting higher on draft boards. I love that he's raising because he's the guy that people overthink. And it's like, oh shoot, I only did a 1-round mock on my mock draft on mine, so I'll just have to follow yours.
Follow my screen. Do we want to go with that right tackle here for Arizona?
I think they need low moving costs, right?
Low moving costs. Exactly.
Cardinals have wanted. I heard all. So I wrote a lot about Arizona State this past season. That was my my like team. Like I think preseason I was in on Levitt and Tyson, and I didn't think he was going to be turn into the tackle that he is. But
Sure.
So I was watching a lot of their football early in the season and reading up on them. And Cardinals fans were raving about Tyson earlier in the season, how that's who they want. Be a little high at pick number 3, but if somehow they ever got Jordan Tyson, I know Cardinals fans would be thrilled. But
over the moon.
Ionicher, I got it right. Ionicher, yes.
Yeah, nailed it.
They would be thrilled with that too. So there you go.
Man,
all right.
Tennessee.
I got to go edge here.
Okay. I don't know, man. I feel like Jermaine Johnson, Femi Oladejo, Jacob Martin.
Scroll down the board a little.
Yeah, no, totally. What do we think about interior offensive line? I was just looking at their guards and centers. Here, let's look. Yeah, I'm looking at their starting center right now.
They did get Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah. Their starting center right now is Austin Schlottman, and their starting right guard is Cordell Volson, who I know you can speak plenty on as a former Cincinnati Bengals. So I'm almost like, dude, do you go like center or guard here? I haven't done that.
Show me the rest of the interior linemen.
Oh, yeah, here you go. I got you. I'm going to put the tackles in here too, just because there's a couple like Jennings as a guard to me.
That's too high for Connor Lew. Sam Hecht is awesome, but
dude,
that's also
he's another riser. I wouldn't rule it out, man. I really wouldn't.
Dude, him and Slaughter are my two favorite. Sam Hecht and Jake Slaughter are my two favorite my two favorite centers.
I'm here for that.
Let's go Sam Hecht. Yeah, I like him more than Emmanuel Pregnon, I guess, for where that's at. I know he's lower on the big board, but
no, but totally.
I think Sam Hecht is. I think Hecht and Slaughter are the two best centers in the class. How about that?
Interesting.
That's my take. Sam, that might be way too high at pick 35, but
I don't know, man, dude. So I feel like I just saw. I think NFL SC they had him go second round. I can't remember to who. Maybe Cincy. They might have done it here at 41. To be completely honest with you, in their NFL SC mock. So he's rising. He's a big time right, and also like interior offensive line is kind of hard to gauge. Sometimes you'll have you'll have a Cole Strange. Where it's just like a team.
And if you have a wide open need that, like the Steelers have a huge hole at left guard. So it's like, don't overthink it. You got to like, 100%. I know draft is for value, free agency is for need, the old saying, but like you still need replaceable players, level players. Like you need professional linemen.
You need real football players.
Yeah. Not these 2K generated. Not these 2K generated players who I don't know their names.
I think I got to go defensive interior here. Their safety room's a mess, but it's a little
I feel
early.
like they'll take Caleb. I feel like Banks will be gone by now, which is why
You think they might go here? Let's do it.
He's polarizing, but I feel like some teams get a bite.
He's the guy this whole process, and then like he breaks his foot again, and it's just kind of like I hate to say.
Who did you take? Did you take Sonny Styles here?
We took Styles at 5. Yeah.
All right. Go back. Let's see.
Oh, we still got KC on the board. Maybe I could have done
that. I mean, they added some receivers. They lost Wandale. Neighbors is coming back off injury. Concepcion's, we love the guy. Give me KC. Help Jackson Dart out. They need to get some real receivers in there.
And then I wonder.
I'm not sold on Jackson Dart yet. I'm not sold that he's a franchise QB. So like, you got to make his life as easy as possible this year. Casey Concepcion can do that. Great slot guy, but not just a slot guy. He showed that this season that he can also play out wide and do more than just a slot, which kind of NC State had him only doing.
Exactly.
If you're unaware of Casey Concepcion or you haven't watched him yet, go flip on his highlights. He's one of the most fun players to watch. I know that's cliche to say, but with him, I actually mean it. And I know TJ loves him too. So take it from both of us.
That's the old 2-for-1 drafts sin right there. #fun to watch. Come on, Mike and Austin get on our ass. You got to take it. Right. But no, I do think
save your legs. Save your legs.
Save your legs. Oh, there it is. KC played 65% of his snaps outside last year, actually. So
I know. Everyone just thinks he's a slot guy. It's like, no, he can do it.
And I think you just double down, like you take a big body X you draft Bryce Lance in the 4th round, and like, okay, there's our sacrificial X. Concepcion plays Z. Neighbors is like all world slot stuff. RPO heavy offense with Matt Nagy. I think KC would be badass there. Houston, I'm gonna go Christian Miller. Dude, like this multiple ball of play for D'Amico Ryans. The one spot where I think they can use some improvement is the middle of that D line on the run defense side. Miller plus Tommy Togiai, sign me up for that. I think that's the tandem to get it done. And then pass rush potential. Like, I wonder where he is in 3 years working with D'Amico Ryan. So then we get back to the Browns. What do you want to do here?
Yeah. I think I'm going to go back to interior line here with Prignon. I think that's a very good pick for them at 39 if he's there to shore up that interior. You got the tackle you needed. You got the wide receiver you needed. Now you take the guard you need. Don't think about quarterback. Don't take a quarterback, Cleveland. Don't do it. Yeah. Don't do it. They're not going to be good
next year. Like, be bad this year. Take the swing of the bat next year.
Lose out if you have to.
Yeah.
Lose out if you have to.
Let's rehire Hugh Jackson. Just run it back one more time. 2017
right.
And also, like,
I am a little – I can't believe I'm saying this about Shedeur Sanders, but I still am a little intrigued that something might be there. He could be good. Sure. I think you have to see it one more year.
Yeah.
With him.
No. And that's part of the advantage of, like, worst case scenario, you're 3-14, and we're drafting Arch, or Dante Moore, Lenore Sellers, whoever it ends up being. Or he's awesome, and you have a 5th round quarterback hit. You have the most valuable quarterback contract in the world. You win. And
it's like, based on Mel Kiper, who blew a gasket when he fell, like, he thinks he's going to be the next Peyton Manning. So we'll see. So, no, I agree, though. I thought Sanders showed enough to be intrigued enough to see one more year. That's probably the worst compliment I could ever give a quarterback. But it's like, it wasn't bad enough to give up yet.
Right. I agree. And then for the Pregnon pick there too, like, Tevin Jenkins is, I think it's only a 2-year deal, like, low cost.
Yeah.
So, like, they could easily be.
You need as much talent as you can get on that O-line.
100%. For the Chiefs here, I thought about Chris Brazzell because he's kind of like the X field stretcher they haven't had.
Dude, he's good.
That's also Chris Bell. And to be honest, I think I have a 1st round grade on Chris Bell just as like a player. He's like raw route runner and stuff like that. But I just love the multiple ball of clay we got. 6'1", 223.
Dude, his straight line speed is underrated, I feel.
Yeah, and then also his build up speed, yards after the catch. And he's an athletic guy and he reacts well. So it's just about refining that, route running. And I think we got something there. And frankly, if he didn't tear his ACL in November, I think he's a 1st round guy. So to get him at 40, that's the physical X receiver the Chiefs don't have. So I think I'm going to take a shot on that.
And if you're worried about the production from Chris Bell, the quarterback play was horrendous this season.
Yeah. And in a lot of ways, perfect place for Chris Bell would be going down to 42 and reuniting with Tyler Shuck and just running it back just to New Orleans. That would be sick.
There you go. Yeah. Dude, I can't believe Shuck was this good. I don't know where you had him in your quarterback.
QB3. Yes, sir.
There you go. I
had a Jackson Dart.
I would have to go back and look what I had, but it wasn't that high. I know that. So, all right, Bengals, my team. So you show me who we picked earlier. Okay, Fano.
Yeah. Here, I'll show you defensive interior too real quick.
Yeah, they definitely need – I mean, I was looking at defensive interior anyway. I feel like they need a D tackle out of this. Lee Hunter's the guy right there. Yeah. Let's do it. That's a high floor player in this draft. Lee Hunter doesn't have the ceiling, but he helps establish a difference maker on your line. And it's like, okay, because the Bengals O-line, TJ Slayton was not the answer this season. So they need all the help they can get in D tackles.
And like, you look at this draft, a center, we're calling him that in theory, in Fano, and then a nose tackle in Lee Hunter. This team has so much skill on the outside. We talked about their corners are probably the best part of their secondary. Their offense is all about the perimeter guys plus Burrow.
Yep.
This team needs to get better at the point of attack. Spencer Fano,
trenches. You got it. Yeah.
There it is.
Yep. So many players want so many teams want the flashy pick, I feel like. Yeah. And it's not a sexy pick, taking an interior defender at 41, but it's a safe pick and it's a smart pick, which is something the Bengals do not do. So maybe they should try it. Based on their past few drafts.
You got to try it. Honestly, at this point, man, I don't even think we need to force the Ty Simpson thing. He's probably just going to make it to the Steelers at 52 or 53. I didn't even realize he's still on the board.
Yeah, I haven't been thinking on that. I'm not a Ty Simpson guy. I guess I'm just not racing to pick him in this draft.
Well, the reason I bring it up is I wonder if this would be a spot where the Saints, they kind of could use 11 picks to get a guy that's a better value here. So maybe I'll do it here. Let me see how much let me see how much this would cost the Steelers to move up. Because look, if Ty Simpson's declaring this year, he had 1st round grades. He was getting word that he's gonna be a 1st rounder. So it's like a little realistic. We didn't have him go. But moving up, that's 110.
If you want to get him on the Steelers,
yeah,
we can do it.
And also like the ideal fits here for New Orleans. I would say Chase Basantis, but they just signed David Edwards to a bag. The guy they'd get at 53, you feel a lot better about the value there. And then for Pittsburgh, I know this is going to piss off all the Steelers fans. You go for 53 and it only cost you 99. You still drafted 76, 85 to go get your guy. Trade would be accepted by both sides. Things you love to see. Draft a player. And we'll make
Pittsburgh fans might be more mad at me for suggesting Will Howard as their starter. So
no, honestly, you'd be surprised. I don't
know if they like
most Steelers fans would be on board for the Will Howard thing over Ty Simpson. Really? Even if it's just like taking him at 21, no draft picks. Like I get the sense from Ty Simpson and Keldrick Falk are the two guys in any draft. If I mock them to your team, I'm waiting for your comment. I already know you're upset with the pick. Like it's coming. I know you're
gonna hate you.
Except for Seattle. Seattle with Keldrick Falk, that's the one place where like nobody really like batted an eye at that. So I think I might be onto something there. So, but yeah, everyone who gets Ty Simpson like, no way.
I got a couple Bears comments. I got a couple Cowboys comments are always coming out, but yeah, no.
Bears fans are active on YouTube too.
Unless you get worst mock ever, it doesn't actually count. So,
which Steve Palazzolo always has the best tweet every year. He takes a screenshot of the real first round mock or the real first round, and then just captions it with worst mock ever, and it wins. It's always.
No, I like when Steve just tweets the eyes. Have you seen him?
Yes, the random eyes just to get people thinking. Yeah, I love it.
Just no context, nothing. Like middle of the Tuesday, just eyes.
The amount of times I've seen that tweet and then been like, "Oh God, what'd I miss?"
Yeah, I'm like, what do we do? Who'd we sign?
So now I turn it to you with the Dolphins at 43. We went CeCe Moino in the first round. So receiver or corner.
I want to upgrade their secondary. Can we do that?
D'Angelo Pons, Chris Johnson, Keith Abney. Keontae Scott.
Okay, so you know more about the specific like schemes that the Dolphins are running. I would take Pons here.
Okay.
Would that not fit their scheme?
I think it'd be fine. I think they're probably looking for an outside corner. Let me see who they might have.
I know he's undersized, and I know he's more of a slot corner, but he's such a dog, man.
Well, dude, here's the thing. Let me read you their starting cornerback room. Starting with the outside, Darrell Baker Jr., Storm Duck, Juju Brents, Alex Austin. Not great. Here are the guys in the nickel, Jason Marshall Jr. and Ethan Robinson. All this to say, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Like inside or out.
Pons. Give me Pons. I think he's the best of the bunch in that on the board still. I like Cisse, but I'm not taking him over Pons.
Okay. So. And I also think Pons plus Moinoa, that's a culture draft. Those are two guys that are mean mugging, like making all the
played each other. Like we said,
they literally just played. Yeah, great point. National champions reuniting in Miami, ironically enough.
Yeah, right.
In Hard Rock, reliving some memories.
I mean, if the Dolphins come out with Pons and Mount, that's fantastic.
Jets
Chris Johnson here.
I'm gonna go Brandon Cisse. I think we've gone linebacker, receiver, edge. I'm gonna go corner. I know they got Nashawn Wright, but that's a 1 year, $5.5 million deal, and it's gonna go one of two ways for Nashawn Wright. And this is I hope it goes one way more than the other. He's either going to go double down on what he did last year, 5.5 picks, 2 forced fumbles, and his contract next offseason is going to be 3 years, and it's going to be $15 million a year, not 5.5. Yeah. Or he's going to have regression in turnovers, and he's going to hit the market next year and not have a huge market. So either way you spin it, I don't see Nashawn Wright probably back with the Jets, and if he is, he's on a super cheap contract. So I'll go with Brandon Cisse to eventually be that guy on the outside.
All right, so we took edge, we took Mesidor. I think this is where we got a
great Scour spot.
I was going to say we need a pass catcher here. Well, I'm looking at receiver. Let's look at the tight ends and and wide receivers. I think I like Brazzell right there. I think I'm going Brazzell. I think he fits what Lamar Jackson needs. I don't believe they brought back Hopkins. Not that I'm even worried about Hopkins. But yeah, no, I think Brazzell fits what Lamar needs in that offense.
Well, dude, home run. I like that a ton. They need an X receiver. That's the guy.
Right, and he may go higher than that. I don't think Brazzell will be there at 45, but I think that's a huge value pick for the Ravens if he's there.
Thought about it here at 40. I thought about it here at 40. They could have done it with New Orleans at 42 in a lot of ways, So.
Well, whichever one the Chiefs take will be the better one and have the All-Pro Hall of Fame career, and whichever one the Ravens take will not live up to the Chiefs one. That's just how it always goes.
Well, Bucks,
Ravens fans will hate me.
Cassius Howell. This is Cassius Howell. Yeah, we'll go Cassius Howell. Dude, to get Mansour Delane and Cassius Howell, that defense needs some reinforcements. There you go, bud.
I mocked Howell to the Bucks earlier in the season at 15. So, if they could get him at 46, that's phenomenal value.
Yeah, that's a steal. Colts at 47, their first pick. Welcome to the video, Indianapolis fans.
Yeah, here we go, Indiana. All right. Gosh, what do we just signed Pierce, got their quarterback. They don't have a lot of holes on their team, but they also they're not like loaded at any one position.
Right. They traded Zaire Franklin to like linebackers, like meh. Safety, maybe. Yeah, I'm just looking at it on our lads. It's like not great, but edge. It depends on where you stand on JT Tuimoloau. Like, if you like JTT, he's probably the guy that they let Kwity Paye walk because of him.
Scroll up top real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I have it.
So I feel like should we take Caldrick Falk and just get it over with?
It's kind of sad that that's how we're like looking at it. But let's be honest, since they moved on from Kwity Paye, this is the guy to replace him.
Yeah, they need an edge.
Yeah,
and he's the best one available. He probably won't be there at 47 on all likelihood on draft night. I think that's the guy. And it's funny because the Falcons need an edge rusher now, and they probably would have taken Falk if he was there. We don't need to get into that conversation, but who do you think they'll take now?
Well, they just hired Georgia State's wide receiver coach. I'm going to go Ted Hurst. They need an X. I hope they need a guy. They cut Darnell Mooney, so they need speed. So I need an X, and I need a guy with speed. That's Ted Hurst, 4.42 time in the combine. And I think that frees up Kyle Pitts and Drake London to do their thing. So, yeah, no, I think I'm going to go with Ted Hurst there.
All right, 49. Is this too high to take another running back now?
Ooh, interesting. What running back do you have your eye on?
So show me the running back board because Price and the Coleman and the Penn State guys will be the next one. Mike Washington, I'm not too familiar with.
Oh man,
Price is RB2. I'm never a reach for running backs guy, but they desperately need one. And Price is good enough for me to do it at pick 49. I'm okay with it. Yeah. ADP 56, let's do it. Jadarian Price.
I like it. That's been a spot where I've given the Vikings running back more often than not.
Yeah.
I think they could also take one at what's their next pick, like 76 or something like that, 78, somewhere in that ballpark. But no, I like Jadarian Price. And like, dude, they brought back Aaron Jones, but it's a revised contract. Anytime you exactly. Revised contract, the end is near.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about him taking carries from Jadarian.
And the big thing, I think this sets it up to where like Jordan Mason would be your short yardage guy. Price would probably get a bulk of the work, and then Aaron Jones would be your pass catcher. So that kind of segments everyone to where they like probably need to be. Lions, we went Caleb Lomu. I'm gonna go Chris Johnson. Oh, I could also go Zion Young. Actually, I'm gonna go Zion Young. Chris Johnson would be a good corner.
They need an edge, dude. They need another edge. They didn't bring Muhammad back.
Did you see the clip of Zion Young, the Auburn overtime game where he's doing the coin toss?
Yeah. And Drinkowitz made a joke about it. It was that was a funny video. Yeah.
Tell me that dude is not a Dan Campbell type. Tell me that man is not a Dan Campbell type. So Zion Young at 50.
And then Jennings Dunker in round 3.
Oh my God. Yeah. Dude, the one-on-one between those dudes. Whew.
Speaking of tackles, Ike Mekwunu's out, right?
Yeah.
He's hurt. I think they got to add a tackle in this draft.
And then Rasheed Walker is a 1-year deal too. So like they signed a tackle, but it's just a 1-year flyer.
So I know we just mentioned Jennings Dunker to the Lions. I don't think he'll fall, but okay. Markel Bell, dude, he just had like the craziest combine.
Interesting. Him going here, but
that's too high though. He won't go this high.
But I didn't think Anthony Belton would go 52. And like, frankly, that's who this guy is like draft, develop, stash. Let's see where it goes.
So we don't know if Ike Mekwunu will actually be out, right? Like that's like it's kind of up in the air when he'll return.
The patella tendon tear, and Rashawn Slater missed all of last year. So Ike doing that in the playoffs.
That was an underrated storyline of that game where he got hurt because it was like that puts him out for next year. Like that sucks.
And then here's my tinfoil hat. I always kind of liked Ike more at guard. If you were to bring back Ike, let's just say you did sign him and he was like cool with the idea of moving to guard, because I could see a world where he's like, no, I'm a tackle. I'm going to go get tackle money. But after this upcoming season, they can move on from Damian Lewis and only cost $3 million against the cap. So they would save like 17. What if you just gave that money to Ike Mekwunu in a new contract, played him at guard, and then whoever you take here at tackle is your tackle.
Now, will Bryce Young be able to see over Markel Bell?
Same problem with Caleb Tiernan too, frankly. Yes, 6'9".
Will he be able to see over them? That's Bell? I can't believe Dunker's that high on the board versus. Not that I don't
I like him as a guard.
Can I?
You could also Chase Pazantis has fallen. What else could we do here?
Show me the interior lineman.
You could use a nickel, Keontae Scott. Like I don't hate that. Tone setter. That's tough.
Can I see the guards?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know where I'm leaning, but so the rest of their O-line is good though. It's solid, and you like you said, he can move.
Icky to guard, yeah.
I want to take Markel Bell.
Okay, let's do Markel Bell.
I know that's insanely high, and he's on the big board 101, but this dude just had like the craziest combine right there.
Yeah.
For 6'9", like 370 pounds, just monster.
And like I said,
his numbers were great. He gave up no sacks, no pressures in the playoff, no pressures allowed to Indiana. The only game he struggled in the playoff was Ohio State, and that's against that defensive line. So, like, I trust the tape. I trust the athletic testing. I trust that Miami offensive line, and regardless this year. I think that's a great pick. I know that's high, but it's a need, and it could be good value, too, with Ike Mekwonu out, so.
No, I like it. And that's the other thing about this is, again, Rasheed Walker's on a 1-year deal. So Markel Bell's not seeing the field in this situation. This is very much the Anthony Belton pick. We're going to draft.
It's a future proof. Yeah.
Or like Jordan Morgan, another Green Bay pick, ironically enough, with them on the clock now.
And the tools he has as a left tackle is insane. Yeah. So I like it.
So Green Bay here, Keyshawn Nixon, Carrington Valentine, they bring in Benjamin St. Juste. It's like, okay. This team could use edge, to be completely honest with you, because I think Van Ness can be a guy that collapses inside, and
Mike is still out, right?
That's but then like, dude, even when Micah was out there, like Rashawn Gary was a ghost of himself. So Malachi Lawrence is fun. If we
R. Mason, my guy,
or R. Mason or Malachi Lawrence, that's the question. What do we want to do here? The problem is, like, neither one of them are really a 4-3 fit. Really, it's Gabe Akis. Akis would be the 4-3 guy. So let's go Gabe Akis. Let's be reasonable. As much as it'd be fun as hell just to let Malachi Lawrence loose on a fool. But I'll go Gabe Akis, experience playing with his hand in the dirt. There's that Rashawn Gary replacement. And Kingsley Aguirre, another guy they lost.
All right, so they took Bailey. I want to go linebacker because I do want to look at – well, wide receivers a need too. I do want to look at DeMario Davis replacements, but it's also like you don't need to go out of your way for linebacker necessarily.
Yeah, a lot of ways Jeremy's
I like Golday.
Golday's good too, though. Who is their starting linebacker at this present moment? Let me see. Pete Warner and Keaton Ellis. It's like,
all right. I'm going to take my guy, Bearcat Golday, and pair him next to Pete Werner. We're going to do that.
Two athletic dudes who can run.
Absolutely. Because last week with Dalton, we paired Sonny Styles with Pete Werner, two Buckeyes. But now we're going to do just two Ohio boys. So.
Oh, yeah. I love it. Philadelphia Eagles. We went Denzel Boston. I still think this team could use an edge rusher. Malachi Lawrence is kind of the guy. I'm going to go Malachi. R. Mason, too. I like R. Mason. This is not to be like R. Mason slander.
Yeah.
But Malachi also just tested off the charts at the combine, so it's like Derek Moore's fun too.
I can't believe Romello Heights fallen a little bit. But I guess
I kind of like him as like a late third, early fourth, but that's definitely
he's not quite the athlete, but
I'm gonna go Malachi Lawrence. I'm gonna ride the hype train. Malachi Lawrence, super explosive, pretty long arms, love the first step. I think that's the 3-4 outside linebacker. And he brings with a little bit more power, I think, than R. Mason does. So I'll go with Lawrence there.
Who'd we take earlier for the Chargers? Okay, we went McCoy.
Wow. I was just say, damn, Chris Johnson's here. What a home run. Yeah. It's like, they already take Corn.
So don't put it past Harbaugh, man. He would do it. So Harbaugh loves the trenches, though, and he loves building the line. The O-line they kind of worked on, and Slater and all obviously will be back. I don't know if they're going to attack it in draft as much. They still need
I think
Basantis might. Yeah, they need a guard because I thought they were going to take Vega in the first round, but we swooped in at the Steelers and took him. So Basantis,
Trevor Penning at one guard spot, Cole Strange, Ben Cleveland backing up the other. We'll go Chase Basantis there.
They need replacement level players.
Jaguars. I really like Grayson Holton for this team. That has been one that I just can't help but mock that one nonstop. What I will say is Chris Johnson is also very tempting. Monteric Brown's back. And then Travis Hunter going to be playing corner. That's right. Linebacker's also a huge need. Ventrell Miller and then Foyesay Aluakun. What linebackers we got here? Josiah Trotter. Trotter could be fun. I'm a big Trotter guy.
Kyle Lewis, Senior Bowl star.
Senior Bowl Kyle Lewis. Kyle turn and run.
More of a nickel. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, more of a nickel corner, to be completely honest. Let me see that D-line one more time. Devon Hamilton, Eric Armstead.
You're like, ugh.
I'm going to go Grayson Holton. I just love Grayson Holton. They ran the fourth most stunts and twists last year. Him plus Eric Armstead on the inside, Trayvon Walker, Josh Hines Allen, all the gamesmanship they run up front. His first step, his quick hands. I'm
okay.
Grayson Holton.
I might take back-to-back Sooners here. And I know we may be double dipping on the D-line, but this player is too good. I think R. Mason Thomas of the Bears here at 57 is fantastic. If you can get him and Caden McDonald on your D-line, that maybe like raises 2 more wins for your team as the Bears next year because they address the O-line. You rework the O-line. You got everything. You got Bradbury in as center. Not great, but again, he's a fine player to starting center. And now you just need to reworkshop the defensive line, and you're potentially a Super Bowl contender. That's my prediction for the Bears. I think the Bears are going to be in the NFC title game is my prediction. And I think shoring up the D-line gets them there. Thoughts? What do you think?
I like it. No. I mean, this is a team that's peaking, right? So you're kind of like jumping on that wagon right at the right time. So, no, I'm here for it. Completely and totally here for it.
Because the next pick, if R. Mason was still there for this team, he may go to Shanahan, but had to take him to the Bears.
Yeah, and you still could like go get an edge rusher for a little bit of depth. Mike Hill plus Nick Bosa. I'm kind of looking at some of these slot receivers. They got Mike. They got Slick Rick.
They still need receivers. Yeah,
like Jeremy Bernard is your slot. That's just like a floor raiser right there. And I keep using that phrase, but also like Kamari Ramsey to play some free safety for this team. Their safety spot to me kind of leaves a lot to be desired, and they really mostly have a lot of box safety types. Marcus Siegel could play over the top. I think honestly we've kept Jeremy Bernard on the board too long, so I'm gonna go Jeremy Bernard. Get him a complimentary receiver. Probably play him in the slot right away. Good blocker too.
Yeah.
I think that plays right away. So I'll go with Jeremy Bernard there at 58.
He's a high floor, low ceiling wide receiver, but he knows how to play. And
but you're looking to win right now.
3 years in college.
Makes that easier. Yeah.
His production was great in college. He was what people wanted Ryan Williams to actually be this season at Bama.
Yeah.
And it's
100%.
like, I know they're different receivers. Williams more the vertical downfield threat, but Jeremy Bernard just gets it. And I know that's like cliche, but it's like he is one of those receivers that just put the ball in his hands so he can make plays happen. So
exactly. Totally.
All right, Houston. We went O-line, right?
Yeah, we went right tackle and defensive interior.
All right. I think they need interior line still. And the line is not great. Is this a I like Slaughter over. I was gonna say Connor Liu, but I like Slaughter over Connor Liu.
Okay. If that's your I do think center is a long-term position to get better.
Let's do Slaughter. I'm taking Slaughter over Connor Liu because he's more of a project. Slaughter has actually done it for multiple seasons on end in college. I believe he's had like an 80 pass blocking grade for PFF for the past few seasons. Highest graded center in the country. 79. Okay, close.
But that's the overall grade. The pass blocking grade this year, 84 points.
Fantastic numbers. Fantastic protection numbers. I have Slaughter over Connor Liu. I know most people have Liu as their top center. I'm taking Slaughter. I like this pick.
And part of the reason I think I might lean towards Liu is this gap grade. He's got a little bit more power to his game than I think Slaughter does, but you can't go wrong. And I think center is the position to need. And there's nothing saying they're going to stick with gap for the rest of their lives either. So they just need to raise the floor of that offensive line because that O-line is terrible. And that's been a theme. We've been saying that a ton this video, but like especially with the depths of the O-line and in the trenches on the defensive side in this class, like you're going to see a lot of that.
And their defense is set. They don't need anything on that end.
Oh, Chicago Bears. So they bring in Kobe Bryant to play free safety in that other safety spot. Still,
they're right back up. Wow.
I'm going to go AJ Hall. This is the DJ.
I love Halsey, yeah.
I'm going to go Halsey to be that box safety to go off of Kobe Bryant. Also, he's a turnover machine, and now he gets to coach by Al Harris. And wherever Al Harris goes, the turnovers follow. So I actually love that pairing there, coach to player wise.
All right, so before last week, I would have addressed corner and secondary for the Rams because they did not have Trent McDuffie, but now they do.
Could go like Keontae Scott because they did let Durant walk.
They low-key still need one. Yeah, like they low-key still need secondary.
Not bad, but
I've thought about tackles for them, but I think like they're not super. Like their O-line's okay. It's not super old, but it's also not super young. Let's go. Let's go Keontae Scott. I think you need more talent in the secondary, and I still think their corners on an island were pretty bad last year. And I know they replaced him. Obviously, Trent McDuffie's a superstar. He's going to be great. But Keontae Scott's more of a slot corner, so I think that fits a need and plugs a hole for the Rams, who have the least amount of holes of any team in the NFL, in my opinion. I think they have the least amount of weaknesses. I think they're in prime position to win a Super Bowl next season. Like we said, first round – you could take Jordan Tyson. He could not play a snap for you, and you could still probably win the Super Bowl. So it's anything you get out of your rookie class next year is a luxury for the Rams. So
100%.
Keontae Scott is fantastic. He stared down Ohio State's sidelines on that pick six. That's all you need to see. That's a badass move right there. Guy's going to be good.
And then when you look at Quentin Lake, he's played 4 years in the league, and he had almost 400 covered snaps at free safety, not this last year, the year before that. So, like, he's kind of a safety nickel. So here we'll have Scott play the nickel and move Lake back to true safety. And then him plus Cam Kitchens, Cam Curl, I kind of like the idea of that. Those three on paper. Denver Bronco, Eli Stowers, hashtag they're having fun. We're having fun.
I'm ordering that jersey if he goes first round to the Broncos. I'm not even a Broncos fan. I just want Stowers to be good because he's fun to watch. Hashtag fun to watch.
That would be electric for the vibes.
Well, he's a quarterback, former quarterback too.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like that's your Taysom Hill. That's Taysom Hill, man.
Right.
In a lot of ways, I think like at 40, if he gets there to the Chiefs, like don't rule that out. Like if you're going to replace Kelsey,
that would be unfair.
That would be a little scary. John Franklin Myers gone. I kind of want to look at 3 tech options for the Broncos here. You don't have to do it.
Big Citrus.
He's got more of a nose for me, but I do
know.
And I will say, DJ Jones is 31 years old. He is getting up there. He's getting a little long in the tooth, so you could replace that contract sooner rather than later. But what else? We already went tight end. We already kind of low-key went receiver.
You went filled up. And quarterback. You went all 3.
Yeah, look, Josiah Trotter. He's too good of a football player to longer. And that is Kyle Lewis would be a really fun player, but that's not really a Vance Joseph type. He likes more of the hammer meets nail type of linebackers. Those thumpers, those blitzers, those run defenders. That's Josiah Trotter. So,
all right, show me the wide receivers here. Show me the wide receivers here because I still want to get Drake. Oh, gross. Oh, man.
You don't like Skylar Bell? What you hating?
I mean, I thought there would be some better names left.
Brandon Thompson, some speed there.
Okay. Surratt is nice. Skylar Bell is nice. Branch is nice. Branch to me feels like a gadget Darnell Mooney. And I don't know if I'm drafting that till like day 3. He's fantastic. Like he's a dynamic as hell, but I just don't know if he's an every down receiver.
I like him late 3rd, early 4th, but
he's like Ray McLeod. He's like one of those kind of guys.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Anybody else catching your eye here?
Let me see tight end.
Malachi? Tight end.
I know they have
Henry, but I think on a 1-year deal.
Yeah. Trigg. I don't like Max Clare. I thought he underwhelmed all season. All right. Well, no position then. Let's just go all value then. Okay. We got safety.
Who are their linebackers? Now that you mention it. Or is it edge? Do we want to get an edge?
If I'm staying on edge, I was going to say another Tennessee Vol, Joshua Josephs. If we talked they need an edge rusher, stay in the Tennessee Vol fan base. I mean,
him, DDM.
I don't hate that pick.
More. I think Josephs, I've heard the league is higher on Josephs than the media is. So I think that, frankly, like predictive-wise, good spot for him to go.
Let's keep the Tennessee
Vols
going.
The New England Vols.
Joshua Josephs. If you add both those players to the Patriots, I don't think you're mad about that on your defense. They need edge help. They didn't really address it. Receiver, they seem to be less worried about than I am. Yeah. But that's because I'm obviously want Drake May's stats to be really good. So it's like
also,
I probably care more about stats than he does. So.
And also they see Kyle Williams every day in practice. So it's easier probably for them to be like, if they're comfortable with, if they don't draft a receiver, that's a vote of confidence from my boy Kyle. So like that will tell us a lot, honestly.
Hey, that makes me feel good about Kyle Williams then.
Yeah, 100%. Dude, I hate to finish this second round mock with no Chris Johnson.
Wow, this is the last pick. I didn't realize we're already at the end. Okay.
Dude, I think I'm gonna have to go running back here. I mean,
they need one. I cannot believe they let K-Dog go. I can't believe. I get the contract. I get the money. Yeah. I just, that was your Super Bowl MVP. Like, don't you think you'd want that back? Like, and now the room is so light with just Charbonnet.
Yeah.
I don't even know who their RB2 is.
Oh, they just signed someone, but it was like a super buy low thing. It's a Band-Aid guy that they signed. Hold on. Who was it? Emmanuel Wilson, the backup from Green Bay. So like,
oh yeah.
This is break glass in case of emergency. We can play this guy on Sundays. I'm going to go with Mike Washington Jr., dude. Wide zone based scheme, letting 223 pounds at 4.33 speed build up to that speed. Yeah, that's a home run threat. And also just a little bit of a different body type than Zach Charbonnet, but like a guy who complements him pretty well.
There we go.
The football. So here is the 2-round mock.
Look at that. Wow. Great mock. Look at the Buckeyes right there.
No Chris Johnson and no Keith Abney in the second round. That kind of kills me. But other than that, dude, I think we got the right names, dude. And also,
I don't think we did Ty Simpson, did we?
Yeah, we did. We treated the Steelers straight up. But like some of these fit. Okay, I haven't done Tyson to the Rams. I haven't done Mesidor to the Ravens.
McLaurin to the
a lot of cool stuff.
McNeil Warren to the Vikings. I love.
Emmanuel McNeil Warren, yeah, 100%. Stowers to the Broncos, riding the hype train. I love it. Absolutely. Avion Terrell to be that Kobe Bryant replacement. Like I did that.
He will go first round. I'm confident in that.
I had said that a couple times before free agency. Like he's a good Kobe Bryant replacement, so I'm kind of loving that we're following up on that.
Yeah.
J-Rod.
There we did.
J-Rod go.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
I guess I missed the ties, or I remember the conversation. I guess I missed when you actually selected him, but okay.
At that point, we moved up for just 1/3 instead of 2/3, so it felt like an easier bullet to swallow. And then in turn,
so you are like, as a Steelers fan, you're all in. You want him to be the franchise guy.
It's like all in is a scary word to use per se, but like if your options are Aaron Rodgers and nobody else,
and Will Howard.
Aaron Rodgers and Will Howard, or Aaron Rodgers plus Ty Simpson at 21. I think we have the infrastructure to make Ty better. I mean, in a perfect world, really what would happen is something kind of like what we did, Vega here at 21, and then we could trade up later for Ty Simpson. That would be ideal. Yeah. Because otherwise, I don't know what we're going to do.
Ty Simpson in the second round, I love. I know he likely will go first round. I think like draft analysts have a first round grade on him. I'm kind of like, I'm not reaching for him, but I think if he falls into your hands, like, yes, I do think he can be good. And like you said, I think he did a lot with less at Bama, and that doesn't get talked about enough, like how bad that Bama team was compared to teams past that they had. So I do give Ty Simpson the benefit of the doubt on that for sure.
And that's where, and apparently there was some report going out today. The Steelers really like Mac Jones, but that's where, like, dude, comparing those two as prospects, it's not even apple. Because I don't see that. I mean, like from a play style, yes, sit in the pocket. I think Ty's more athletic, but like, dude, Mac had Waddle, he had freaking Devonta Smith versus inept run game, Jeremy Bernard, and nothing else.
The box scores that Mac Jones was putting out were otherworldly. Like if you go back and look at his just stats that season, it was not. It was like Burrow's season. It was legitimately on par with Burrow's Heisman season. Those are the two best college football teams in history, in my opinion. Yeah. I think that could be debated forever, but I think those two, 2019 LSU, 2020 Bama, are the two best for me. So
load them up in NCAA. I got to see the head-to-head. I got to see who comes out on top.
Dude, that would be a great game. Yeah.
Well, Mitch, dude, I really appreciate you taking some time joining the show here. I'm glad we got this up on the Point After the podcast feed too as well. But dude, just for my audience at least, where can the good people find you and your great work?
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at Mitch-Kaiser6. I think it's just Mitch Kaiser 6. Sorry, I should know that. Mitch Kaiser 6 on Twitter. The Point After with Mitch Kaiser on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And so that's where to find me, and appreciate you letting me come on as well. And I will be posting this on my Mock Draft Monday today. And appreciate you, TJ.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, man. And for those people watching on the Point After feed, follow us over at 32 Beat Writers. If you're a fantasy player, you probably already know us, but 32 Beat Writers, we're on YouTube, we're on X. Good time to come subscribe over the website as well. So all that, plug. But awesome. That is going to do it for this 2-round mock draft. Mitch, you're the man. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comment section, or feel free to DM us. Our ats were on the screen, so feel free to do just that. But until next time, we are signing off.